Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is so good to have you here. Today is going to be my hairstyling routine. So that's why I'm a little bit pink in the face because I'm very warm right now. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you want to see how I achieve this super easy blowout effect hairstyle that lasts for like 3 days, you don't have to even do anything to it afterwards, dream, then keep watching. If you are new here, then my name is Heather and I am just super passionate about all things kind of cruelty-free beauty and then throwing some fashion and some clothing hauls and all that kind of stuff into the mix as well. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, then please do stick around. It would be so lovely to have you. And yeah, if you're returning, then you will know that I have not been filming for like a month. Oh my life. So I took a couple of weeks off over Christmas, you know, as you do, standard. Came back to film, literally had everything set up, everything planned, hit go on my camera, and it was like, cannot recognise lens, please attach properly. And I was like, right. And just fiddled around with it. Anyway, the lens was broken, so I had to send it off to get it fixed, but we are back. It is so good to be back. It feels so good to be filming again. So yeah, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for not going anywhere. And yeah, let's just crack on with the video. Like I said, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all the things because it makes such a massive difference. And I think I might have mentioned this before, I'm not sure, but I had a conversation with my mum and she actually didn't know that subscribing to a channel, she watches all my videos, but she didn't know that subscribing to the channel actually makes any difference. And I was like, yes mum, yes it does. So if you are somebody who didn't realise that it makes that much difference to a channel to subscribe, then it really does. So that's why we all beg you to do it, basically. It does come across a little beggy sometimes, doesn't it? So yeah, apologies about that, but let's just crack on with it. So the next time you will see me, I will be a bedraggled mess. Enjoy. It feels so weird being on camera kind of in this state. Do you know what I mean? Like normally I would not be filming with my hair scraggly and wet, but there we go. Okay, so I've had my shower, I've washed my hair, I've conditioned my hair. At the moment I am using Lacura. So these are both Aldi's brand. If you have been on my channel before, you will know that I am a massive advocate for Aldi's beauty range. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, no affiliation. I just think they're fab. They're so cheap and they're Leaping Bunny certified and they're really good. So yeah, anyway. So this is the, what is this? Good question. It's their deep cleansing shampoo. So I got this one because I normally use the Body Shop shampoos and conditioners and love them. I think they're amazing, but they're obviously quite a bit more pricey than the Lacura range. And also I'd been using the banana one for a couple of sort of, you know, a couple of rotations. Like I'd repurchased them a couple of times and I just kind of felt like they're super moisturizing and I just felt like my hair needed a bit of a deep clean. I don't know, it just felt a little bit weighed down. So I got this, which is fab. And then I also got the conditioner in the same range, but actually I didn't particularly like it. It was a little bit too thin for my hair. My hair is incredibly thick and it just wasn't really cutting the mustard. So I got this one, and this is their oil complex conditioner, and this is amazing. I really am enjoying this. My hair's been so soft, not tangly at all, just exactly what you want from a conditioner, but also like no frills. It also smells really nice. So yeah, so they're what I washed my hair with. And then I will always get out of the shower, just squeeze my hair dry with a towel. Don't rub it. Do not do it. Don't get the towel and like scruffle your hair up and then wonder why your hair is frizzy. Top tip. So the first product that I actually put on my hair out of the shower is this by the brand Naughty, and it's their Thirst Aid, and it's a conditioning and detangling spray. Now I actually got this in a pit box and I didn't use it for a while because I was a bit like, I don't really feel like my hair needs any extra conditioner, you know, I feel like it's doing okay. But then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll use it, you know, let's see what we end up with. And I really enjoyed it. Wide tooth comb all of that through. Because it smells delicious and also it just seems to help to tame the sort of flyaway frizz that I do get. So I comb all of that through my hair, and then at this point it smells, oh, it smells so good. Anyway, next up, I would normally go in with this, which is Living Proof Perfect Hair Day 5-in-1 Styling Treatment. This stuff is like, this is my secret weapon, okay? I love this stuff. It's just so good because it's your heat protectant. It's got so much nourishing stuff in it. But I've run out. I have ordered more, but it hasn't come in time. So yeah, normally I would go in with this. I'm not going to today, just simply because I've literally scraped this thing dry. But yes, highly recommend. Not cheap, but does last a long time. So, you know, for price per use, if that makes sense, like it's actually not bad. Okay, so once I've got my detangling conditioning spray through, and like I said, normally I'd put the Perfect Day in, this is when I will go in and I will start drying it. So I have raved about this device on my channel before, and I will probably never stop raving about it. This is not sponsored in any way, but this bad boy is just amazing, and it's covered in hair. That's really gross, I'm so sorry. It is the Revlon Hot Brush Styler, and I've been intrigued about these for a really long time because I was like, well, that looks amazing to be able to style my hair, dry my hair, and it look, you know, like a blow dry, like it's done really well. Because for me to blow dry my hair, oh my days, it's just arm ache central, and you'll see why as we go through. But I was a bit like, oh, they look too good to be true. Like, they're not going to be a powerful enough hair dryer for my hair. Like I said, very thick. So I normally, what I would have done before, would blow dry it and then straighten it, you know, just straighten the bits that need sorting. But obviously that was a lot more damage on my hair, whereas this doesn't seem to be nearly as damaging as even just blow drying was, because it's just a little bit gentler. Your hair's not flying around all over the place. So yes, I absolutely adore this, and I wish I'd bought one sooner. I really do. This is a very fetching video. I do normally look a little bit more polished than this. If this is your first video I'm watching, go watch some of the others and you'll see. Now, obviously, when I have this on, I will speed through. But just to explain what I'm going to do is I'll just get a little section and then I'll brush it through with the hot brush not turned on, so I can just kind of separate out a section, make it a bit neat. And then what I will do is I will turn it on and I will hold it at the base for about 5 seconds before I then pull it through, because the place that you're most likely to get the sort of still slightly damp patches when you finish is at the root, because bear in mind your hair will get thicker and thicker on top, and I just find that if I don't do that, then I sometimes end up with a little bit of dampness just here. So yeah, top tip, hold it here for a little bit, careful you don't burn yourself, and then pull it through. And there we go, first little section done. I don't pin it up or anything like that. I know some people do, they like to then curl it up and pin it. I don't find I need to do that with my hair. I actually find I almost get too much volume if I do that. If your hair is a bit thinner, then that could be something to try, but honestly, I don't find that you need to. I just find that it's an extra bit of faff that we can all do without, to be honest. Now, you may notice that you start to get a few like these kind of frizzy, wispy bits here. Don't worry about that, particularly on the lower layer. For me, this is just new hair growth. So they're there, and as soon as the hair lies on top, they completely disappear. So if that happens to you as well, then don't freak out, because it's not a problem. So now I'm gonna go in with the other front section, and I'm actually gonna leave this wet bit at the back, because again, I just find the bits at the front tend to go a little bit more skew-whiffed, if you like. There we go, and that is the bottom layer done. So you can see it's pretty straight, but then you're just getting these little kind of flicks at the end. Now, I don't particularly want them to be going in a specific direction, if that makes sense, so I don't worry about that too much. It's also partially because my hair will do what it wants to do anyway, so I may as well just sort of go with it. So yeah, there's that. First layer done, on to the next one. Now, I'm not sure if I explained at the beginning or not. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've filmed, and to be honest, I'm out of practice. But I do get out of the shower, squeeze my hair dry in a towel, and then I go make myself a coffee just to let it air dry a little bit. It takes like 5-6 hours for my hair to dry, so it's not going to dry that much. But you can see it's not absolutely sopping wet, but it is pretty wet. So it's not just damp, if that makes sense, because I know that was another thing that I thought I would have to do if I had one of these, would be to blow dry my hair first, get it pretty dry, and then go in with this, which I know is sort of what a lot of people do with like the Dyson Airwrap and stuff like that. But for me, I'm like, if you're gonna spend £400 on a hairstyler, I want it to do everything. Like, that thing has got to, it's got to clean my house, it's got to wash my dishes, it's got to do the whole thing. Whereas this is about £60, I think, and it's often on sale. So keep an eye out for good deals on this. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in with the next layer. Now, you may notice in the time lapses that every now and again, if I'm on a section, I'll then brush through the others. That's just to keep them calmed down and straight, because otherwise the frizz can start to take over. So exactly the same process as before. Start this side, do the back. I mean, this is not rocket science, to be honest with you. There we go. So you can start to see kind of the style of it taking shape, and it's this kind of flicky end, it'll curl round, it'll sort of do its thing, that I absolutely love, because it's very sleek and it's very done, but it's not perfect. And I think that was something that I made the mistake of sort of striving for, I guess, in my teen years, was that I wanted my hair to be, I mean, you know, also it was the early 2000s, so therefore, you know, that sort of sleek, straight look was very, very in, but I never really liked it on myself. I just thought that's what, you know, you're supposed to do. But this is the sort of hair that I always wanted. I know it sounds kind of silly, but that's why I'm so excited about the way I now style it, because I absolutely love how my hair looks at the moment, and I think that's okay to say. Now, trying to find my parting, which is a nightmare. I'm trying to train it a bit more over towards the centre, but it just doesn't seem to want to go. But anyway, you'll notice that I'm using my wide-toothed comb for all of the brushing through when I'm not using the hot air brush, because your hair is so delicate when it is wet. So this goes back to my thing about not rubbing it with a towel and like raking through a brush. All of that will cause so much damage to your hair before you even go near it with any kind of heat or anything like that. So yeah, please be gentle to your hair. The hot air brush is the only heat I now use on my hair. I do take quite good care of it. I do try and look after it as best I can. So yeah, that definitely goes a long way in your hair looking nice for longer. Okay, so top layer, and this is where a little bit more styling comes into play. I mean, it's really not, it's so easy to use. If you get the front pieces of your hair, you look a little bit like the girl from The Ring for a second, which is fine. But I get the two front bits because I do have a little bit of layering cut in at the front. So I get these two bits together like this, and then again I will just brush it through before the brush is even on, just to make sure that everything is nice and where we want it to be. And then I will style this section first. same reason as I said about choosing which side style. This bit will go kind of a bit wavy in the way we don't want it, if I don't. So bear with. There we go. And then that is the finished effect. So I just absolutely love it because, you know, it's clearly done, you know. Girls made an effort. But it's not super curled or anything like that. It's quite kind of low maintenance glamorous, if you like, and that's sort of my style, I guess. I'm fairly, you know, comfy t-shirts and that kind of thing kind of gal, but when it comes to my hair, I like my hair. I'm very lucky with the thickness of it and all of that kind of stuff, so I want to take care of it and I want it to look its best. That is what it looks like immediately after I've finished styling it. And now the other thing that I love about styling my hair this way instead of using straighteners or something like that is because if I go outside and it's a little bit rainy or it's a little bit muggy or whatever, my hair will sort of just curl a little bit more at the ends. If anything, it makes it nicer. Whereas if I would go outside before when it was straightened, little bits would kind of go frizzy or they'd go kind of wavy and it would just not look very nice in my opinion. That's the other thing I love about styling it like this, is that if anything kind of happens to it, it only gets nicer. And particularly on the second and third days, so I wash my hair sort of every 3 days. I just find that that works the best for me. I try not to wash it too often because otherwise, I mean, A, I'd have to do this every single day and, you know, that is quite a lot of effort. And B, you know, it's actually not that good for your hair. On the second and third days, I just put a little bit of dry shampoo in at the roots. Like I said, I'll redo the bits at the front. And speaking of bits at the front, can you see here, this is not quite what we want. And I'm kind of glad that it's happened, okay? So if this does happen, or if you have a little section that's still a little bit frizzy or a little bit wavy, just get that section on its own. It's completely dry now, but you can still use the brush to style it. So I'm just gonna section out that little bit, brush through it before the brush is on. And what I'm gonna do is when I've turned the brush on, I'm gonna do the whole hold it there, but I'm only gonna hold it there for about 3 seconds or so. We don't wanna blast our hair to oblivion here. And then I'm gonna pull it quite tight and then really slowly style it down, okay? And you'll see how it gets rid of that little kink. There we go. Perfect. Now that it's all dry and styled and all done, you could just leave it like this, okay? You absolutely could. But I like to put a bit of oil through the ends, partially because my hair just reacts really well to putting hair oil on it. I think it just soaks it up and it just seems to really enjoy it. So the one I'm using at the moment, I've mentioned it before, is the Maui Moisture Nourish and Moisture Coconut Milk Weightless Oil Mist for dry hair. Now, I'm gonna say this every time I mention this product because if you look at the reviews on their website, they're not overly great of this because they market this as a weightless oil mist, and I just think that's so misleading because it's actually quite an intense oil mist. And if you just kind of went spritz, 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 like, you will look like an oil slick. And that's what happened to me the first time I used it. I just spritzed it on like I do leave-in conditioner, and I had to wash my hair again because it was gross. Yeah, so the way I do this is I literally get 1 spritz of it in my hand, in fact not even a full spritz, about half one, rub it between my palms and then just comb it through the ends, well, mid-lengths to the ends. I don't go anywhere near the top. We do not want to add oil to the top of our hair, also because you will kill that volume that you've just worked so hard to produce. Can you tell I'm like really warm after doing that? I normally have the window open, but there is a bit of activity going on outside, so you guys will probably be able to hear that. I'm gonna comb that through the ends of my hair, and at this point you might go, oh, my hair's gone flat. Don't worry, do not worry. Once your hair has absorbed that oil, it will bounce back up. So again, like half a spritz into the palm of my hand, rub it through, and then comb it through. The only place I'll bring it up a little bit higher is at the front here, but that's just because I have layers there. So, you know, the ends of my hair here are up here. So that's the reason for that. And there we go. That is the finished result. And this is just how I style my hair every time I wash it now. Honestly, I haven't used my straighteners since I got this. And I got this in October. So it's been just over 3 months now of me using this every single time. And honestly, absolute game changer. I can't recommend it more. This is the finished effect. And it's so shiny, it's so soft, it's got that volume at the root that I want, but not too much. You can amp the volume up a little bit more. And obviously, if you wanted to flip your head over, give it a shake, put some hairspray through it, you know, you could really amp that up. But for me, this is the level of volume that I personally like. So yeah, that's it. It's really, really not too complicated, but I know it's always nice to see how other people do their styling and all that kind of stuff. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, subscribe to my channel, comment below with your favourite hairstyling hacks or tools or whatever, and it would be so good to hear from you. I have missed making videos so much. So it's great to be back, and next week I'm going to be doing a video just all about some new makeup that I've gotten over this period of time where I haven't been filming because I ordered some new makeup, I got super excited, and then my camera broke. So yes, anyway, I will be just talking you through some of those new things. There's some Korean beauty in there, there's some lipsticks, there's some eyeshadows, it's all going on. So yeah, please do subscribe if you would like to see that. That's basically it, really. So yeah, have a great week, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Because you don't really want to listen to the sound of this going off for ages, because you'll notice that I'm using my wide comb. That's not even a word.